Imagine yourself at 80 years old. It's a crisp autumn morning. The air feels cool against your skin as you open the front door and step outside. There is no cane in your hand. No one is holding your arm. You walk forward with steady confidence. A small set of stairs stands in front of you, and you climb them calmly, without hesitation. Your posture is upright. Your steps are balanced. Aging has added wisdom to your face, but it has not taken away your independence. This image is not wishful thinking. It is not reserved for a lucky few. It is often the result of something surprisingly small and consistent, just a few intentional minutes of movement each day. In Japan, a country known for having one of the longest living populations in the world, many men and women in their 80s and 90s continue to walk daily, navigate stairs, and live independently. Their secret is not extreme workouts or expensive equipment. It is not found in complicated fitness programs. It lies in simple, almost invisible movements practiced consistently over years. These exercises are used quietly in senior communities and healthcare settings, not just as rehabilitation after injury, but as prevention long before decline begins. What makes these movements so powerful is that they do more than strengthen muscles. They train the nervous system. They sharpen the brain. They rebuild coordination. And perhaps most importantly, they restore confidence, the quiet belief that your body can still support you. One of the most powerful examples of this is something that looks almost too simple to matter: standing on one leg. In many clinical settings, the ability to balance on one foot is used as a predictor of fall risk and even long-term health outcomes. Research has shown that difficulty maintaining one-leg balance for even 20 seconds in older adults can be associated with changes in brain health and an increased risk of cognitive decline. This may sound surprising, but balance is not just a physical skill. It is neurological. When you stand on one leg, your body activates a complex communication network. Tiny sensors in your joints and muscles send information to your brain about position and movement. Your brain processes this information and sends signals back to stabilizing muscles in your ankles, hips, and core. This loop happens continuously and rapidly. It is a conversation between body and brain. When you challenge balance, you are strengthening that conversation. In Japanese senior centers, balance practice is often treated as daily maintenance. Not dramatic, not exhausting, just steady and consistent. To practice, you simply stand near a sturdy chair or countertop, lift one foot a few inches from the ground, and hold the position for 10 to 30 seconds, or as long as feels safe. Your gaze remains forward. Your spine stays tall. If needed, your fingertips lightly touch a support surface. Then you slowly lower your foot and switch sides. Repeating this a few times on each leg once or twice a day can gradually improve stability. At first, 5 seconds may feel challenging. That is completely normal. Progress in balance training is not about perfection. It is about gradual adaptation. Over time, the ankles grow stronger. The knees become more stable. Posture improves. The brain refines its coordination pathways. Many people notice that after a few weeks, they feel more secure on stairs or uneven ground without consciously thinking about it. That is the nervous system adapting quietly in the background. Another deceptively simple movement is walking heel to toe in a straight line. To an outside observer, it may resemble a child's game. Yet this controlled form of walking directly stimulates the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for coordination and smooth movement. As you place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, your body must make subtle adjustments to stay aligned. These micro-adjustments strengthen deep stabilizing muscles in the hips, legs, and feet. Walking this way for just a short distance, perhaps 6 to 10 feet, forces attention and control. You move slowly, deliberately. Each step is intentional. Arms may extend slightly to the sides for balance. A wall or chair can be nearby for reassurance. When you reach the end of your path, you turn carefully and repeat. 2 or 3 short passes are enough to challenge the system. This type of walking does more than strengthen muscles. It reduces fear. Fear of falling can be one of the greatest psychological barriers to movement in older age. When individuals begin to feel unsteady, they often move less. Reduced movement leads to weaker muscles and poorer coordination, which then increases fall risk. It becomes a cycle. Heel-to-toe walking interrupts that cycle by rebuilding trust in your stride. Over time, gravel paths, curbs, and wet surfaces feel less intimidating. Strength, however, remains essential. In Japan, there is a common belief that the ability to squat is closely tied to the ability to live independently. This belief is supported by research showing that leg strength, particularly in the quadriceps and gluteal muscles, strongly predicts mobility and recovery in older adults. Yet deep squats can place excessive strain on aging knees. The solution is not to avoid squatting entirely, but to modify it. A half squat provides the benefits of strengthening while protecting joints. Standing with feet shoulder-width apart, arms extended forward for balance, you slowly bend your knees as if lowering onto an invisible chair. You stop halfway down, hold briefly, and then press through your heels to return to standing. The movement is controlled and steady. Knees remain aligned over the feet. A chair can be placed behind you for safety and reassurance. Performing 8 to 10 repetitions builds strength in the thighs, hips, and glutes, the muscles required to stand from a chair, climb stairs, rise from bed, and walk confidently. These are not gym-based achievements. They are life-based achievements. Each repetition quietly says, "I choose strength." Over time, circulation improves around the hips and knees. Stiffness decreases. Daily tasks feel less taxing. Often overlooked, yet critically important, are the ankles. These small joints act as your first line of defense when balance shifts unexpectedly. Reduced ankle mobility has been linked to slower walking speeds and higher fall risk. When you step off a curb or catch yourself from a stumble, it is often the ankle that reacts first. Ankle rotations are simple yet powerful. Sitting upright in a chair, you lift one foot slightly off the ground and slowly rotate the ankle in controlled circles, 10 times clockwise and 10 times counterclockwise. The movement is smooth and isolated at the joint. The knee remains steady. Then you switch sides. Performing a few rounds daily helps lubricate the joint, stimulate circulation, and reawaken stabilizing muscles. It may feel insignificant in the moment, but over months and years, maintaining ankle mobility can mean the difference between recovering from a misstep and suffering a fall. These small circles are like quiet insurance policies for your future mobility. Of course, safety matters. Anyone with recent joint replacements, severe arthritis, vertigo, or neurological conditions should consult a healthcare professional before beginning new exercises. Movements should never cause sharp pain or dizziness. The purpose is not to exhaust the body but to maintain its function. These exercises are maintenance rituals, similar to brushing your teeth, brief, consistent, protective. Now imagine 2 possible futures. In one, movement gradually becomes something to avoid. Stairs feel threatening. Uneven ground feels dangerous. The world slowly shrinks to what feels safe. Independence fades not suddenly, but quietly. In the other future, you rise each morning feeling steady. Your legs respond when you ask them to move. Your balance supports you. You step outside not with fear, but with purpose. You greet loved ones at the door. You navigate your home confidently. You remain connected to your community and environment. The difference between these futures may not be dramatic. It may not require hours of training. It may simply require consistency. 2 intentional minutes a day can retrain neural pathways, strengthen stabilizing muscles, and preserve the coordination that allows you to move freely. Aging is inevitable. Decline, however, is not always inevitable at the same pace. In Japanese culture, aging is often viewed as refinement rather than deterioration. Movement is not pursued to look younger, but to remain capable. The goal is not athletic performance. The goal is autonomy. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need complex routines. You need only a small commitment to daily movement. Choose one exercise. Stand on one leg while waiting for the kettle to boil. Walk heel to toe down your hallway. Perform a few half squats before sitting. Rotate your ankles while reading or watching television. Let your body remember what it was designed to do. Let your brain stay engaged in the conversation of balance and coordination. With each small effort, you reinforce independence. Longevity is not merely about adding years to life. It is about adding life to years. And it begins, quietly and powerfully, with the way you move today. This information is intended for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before starting any new exercise routine. Your safety and well-being should always come first.